At least 3 of the best shots from the Saudi Arabia Snooker Masters look completely unplayable, but that's not going to stop us, as with a little bit of help, we'll find the shot of the championships, as usual, by recreating all the best shots as accurately as possible before playing them in the fewest possible attempts. And we're beginning with one of the 3 shots from champion Judd Trump, because I don't think it's going to be possible to generate anywhere near the same amount of arc on the cue ball as Judd gets here. He doesn't intentionally play the cannon, so I'm not going to intentionally try to get it either, just end up somewhere near the red in a similar position. I wouldn't even attempt a shot like this in a match and would instead play around 3 cushions with left hand side, but the commentators believe Judd left this shot on for himself deliberately to prove to his opponent, who he was 4-1 down to at the time, just how well he was playing. I'm struggling to get anywhere near this shot, and the pot itself is a little bit difficult when you're playing with this much side and trying to control it. I've been really lucky to get the cannon here, as the shot wasn't really right. However, I don't think I'm ever going to get it again, so I'm going to stick with this one. Well, that was pretty good, but it was actually a little bit difficult not to put too much spin on the cue ball. Whereas this next shot from Jimmy White is going to be difficult because you need to get a lot of power on the shot. And on my table, I'm not guaranteed to hit this hard enough. Jimmy played well in this match, defeating Andrew Higginson and made it through to round 3 where he'd lose to Sijai Wei. I can't hit this hard enough, let alone get it on target. It's a miracle it's gone in on that shot, and that was about as hard as I could hit it. The first couple I didn't really get the topspin on it, but that's about as good as I can do. Nearly got it there, I suppose. Next is a Stan Moody shot that's about as difficult as anything I've tried recently, because he pots the red down the cushion at full power and screws the cue ball in and out of bulk for the blue. Not only do I think it's going to be difficult to screw the cue ball back far enough, potting it at this speed is going to make the shot incredibly challenging, and this may take more attempts than that Kyron Wilson shot from a few years ago. As you can see, I'm playing this about as hard as I can with right hand side and backspin, and I've been getting incredibly close, but it's still not enough to get the cue ball back off the bulk cushion and towards the blue. I'd be really happy just to pot this shot, rolling it dead weight to the pocket. In fact, I'd probably add a shot to this list if somebody potted it and stunned the cue ball over for the green and brown. The fact that Stan managed to screw the cue ball back about 12 feet is ridiculous, and I don't see any way I'm ever going to pot this shot, even if I'm here all day. But you know how this channel works, if that's how long it takes, I will be. And I think the Kyron Wilson shot actually took 40 attempts, so we're still well short of that. We're not even into the 20s yet. And finally, it's gone in. Unfortunately, I've hit the green, although I'm not going to worry about that because I don't think I'm ever going to pot it again. Judd's made it all the way back to 4-3 behind now, but needs a cannon to continue the break, and he's got a difficult angle off this pink. He plays a shot I think only Judd could play here, and managed to just about finish on a red. But will I be able to do the same? Well, the good news is the pink actually pots at this speed, so I've just got to get the right amount of screw back, and I'm using a tiny trace of left-hand side to make the angle. And if I can get them together right at the same time, I'll hit the pack. I've just got into it a little bit too much there, but this looks a little bit better. I didn't get the same amount of arc as Judd, but I got a similar result, and I also managed to pot the red into the middle pocket, so that's got to be good enough. This Ronnie O'Sullivan shot is going to be difficult because I know I wouldn't take it on in a game, I'd just play safe. because I don't think I'd be confident screwing the cue ball back with this much angle. Ronnie controls it really well, getting in position on the blue, so let's see if I can actually make it work. Well, the way things are going, it really doesn't look like it. I'm starting to get closer to the pot though, so hopefully I've finally got one. I just didn't quite get into the cue ball enough, but not too bad. This is a fantastic long red from Andrew Pagett now, especially when you consider it was at the beginning of a deciding frame against Jack Lisowski. This red would get him the first chance and he cues it really well. Although it might take me a fair while to cue one of these really well. Or then again, maybe not. Haven't quite got the angle right to cannon the yellow, but I can't really complain about that shot. But Andrew was unable to capitalise on this chance, and it was Jack Lisowski, helped by this long red and then a following 52 break, that was eventually able to take this very close match. You'd think I'd be a little bit more confident than this after the last shot, but this one actually requires quite a bit of right-hand side, and that's what's just throwing me off a bit. If I had to play this shot in a match, I'd definitely play safe, probably off this red quite thin, because I really wouldn't fancy this as a pot, even if I can screw the cue ball all the way back to bulk for safety, and I might not be likely to leave anything on. I finally got it though, and the cue ball's pretty good. This next shot won Judd the match against Neil Robertson. He pots the green and plays an excellent cannon off 2 cushions to the 3 reds on the top cushion. The only problem with this one is I don't think I've got time to play it today. Oh, let's just hang on, let's see if there's anybody else around at the moment. Let's see who else we can find. I wonder if we can find anybody. Let's see through here. Oh, who knew this was here? Oh, here we go. Oh, Stephen, any chance you can give this shot a go?
I'll give it a go, yeah. Yeah, let's go for it.
This looks good.
Sorry about that, first time.
Yeah.
One take, Hendry.
One take, I did. That's brilliant.
Perfection. Please tell me you got that, because that'll never
That's
happen
all
again.
on. That's all on. That's brilliant. Well, he's annoyingly good at that, but unfortunately we're not going to have one take Stephen Hendry for the rest of the video. So I'm going to have to play this next Mark Williams shot myself, and it's a crucial one, because Mark's already 1 frame to 0 down, but manages to get this and make a 60 break to level the match against Zhang Wei in the semi-final, and eventually go on to win it. And the good news is I've got this in 1 take as well, but you've got to remember it was a crucial shot with a lot of pressure on it. Zhang is really in form. Not only did he have 3 1-3-8 breaks in the previous round and a 1-2-8, he's also 3-0 up against Ronnie O'Sullivan here, so he's not going to let the fact he's dropped slightly out of position stop him from potting this long blue and getting on the red that's by the green. My second attempt there was definitely a lot better than my first. I wasn't perfect on the red, but good enough to pot it, so I'm happy enough with this one. Shaun Murphy's really hitting back at Judd Trump in the semi-final, but his 67 break in this frame was only good enough to take the game to a respotted black, which he gets here. Let's see if I can get it in 1 as well. Well, that's a bit of a surprise I got it in 1, but maybe that last blue helped me out a bit because it was a similar shot. Unfortunately, I couldn't find anyone playing any doubles in this tournament. Oh, sound effects as well. We are really blowing the budget with this video. So instead, we're doing the best long greens, starting with this one from Mark Williams in his semi-final match against Zhang Wei. Crucially with this one, Mark just about gets past the blue, allowing him to play the next red, but his position isn't exactly great. On the positive side, it is a shot from distance, and that's going to work in his favour. However, it's making it harder for me to play the shot, because I've got to judge the side spin and the back spin across a bigger distance. I've got it, and I've nearly got to the same place as Mark, and I'm on the red. And competing against that, we've got this long green from Moody in his third round match against Ryan Day. This helped him win the frame, but unfortunately he went on to lose the match 4 frames to 2. Stan does play a better positional shot, but the pot itself was slightly easier because the cue ball's already up by the pink spot, which does explain how I was able to get it on my first attempt a little bit easier, but I haven't got the cue ball. I'll have to hit this harder to get it around the angles, which in the past has been a little bit of a problem. However, I've made the adjustment and I'm coming down to finish on a couple of reds, so the only question is who's won the lidless eye green ball challenge. Mark Williams is a little bit further away, but he doesn't really get the cue ball, so he only gets 4, whereas Stan Moody's a little bit closer, but he gets in perfect position, so he gets 5 and he's this week's winner. Back to the Ronnie O'Sullivan Zhang and a match, where Zhang's made a rare mistake and given Ronnie a chance, but Ronnie needs this red in the middle pocket to keep the break going. Not only does he manage to get it, but he also controls the cue ball back across the table for the black. This allows him to get his first frame on the board. As this is pretty similar to the Mark Williams shot from earlier, I'm a little bit disappointed not to get it right away. I'm getting quite close with these shots, it's just not quite dropping in the pocket. I've got it though, and I'm back across the table in position. Bit too high, but that's not bad. On to the final, where Judd Trump's already levelled the match up at 9 frames all, and pots this blue, playing the cue ball around 2 cushions, making the cannon to keep the break going. He eventually goes on to make a 90 in this frame. I'm just playing this with a small tracer left-hand side because the angle looks nearly there. It's a bit of a bad miss on the blue because that one really isn't that difficult, but the cue ball looks about right if I pot it, and I have, and I've hit them in the middle. Not quite what Judd did, but I've actually played the shot better, I think. After going behind early on in the final, Mark Williams is making a comeback here, potting this blue and cannoning the black off the cushion for a 1-2-1 in this frame, and then he goes on to make a 1-3-2 in the next. Even though this shot looks really simple, you have to be deadly accurate to knock it over the middle pocket perfectly. It's actually a little bit awkward to hit because you've got to play it with a tracer left-hand side to make sure you get the cannon. I've got the cannon here, but I've left the cue ball over the top of the black and I haven't really pushed it quite far enough for the middle pocket. So let's see if I can get it right this time. Nope, just grazed off it again. It's just going to take a full hit at the correct speed to get it right. That's definitely good enough, and I'm on the pink. After potting the pink in the same frame, Mark can't be bothered to walk around the table, so he just plays this exhibition shot using the cushion to pot the black. This does look fairly straightforward, so let's see if I can get it on my first attempt as well. Definitely not the best of starts. I was expecting to at least hit it first time if I didn't pot it straight away, and I'm a bit surprised I haven't made the adjustment for my second attempt. I've not done well with this one, but at least I finally got it. Earlier on in the tournament, Judd also played a cannon against Jack Lisowski, but with this one he does a lap of the entire table first, potting the blue and then getting the cue ball around 4 cushions to remove the pink from the cushion. This may not have been the intention of the shot, but I wanted to have a go at it to see if it was even possible to play. I think it will be, it's just going to be a case of how long it's going to take. As you can see here, I can just about hit this one hard enough and hit a similar place on the top cushion, but it needs to be exactly right if I'm going to get the cannon. Judd wouldn't lose another frame in this match after this, taking it by 6 frames to 1, and then he went on to play Neil Robertson in the quarterfinals, winning that 6-3. I don't really have that much of a strategy for this one. I'm just trying to play it about as hard as I can with the correct amount of right hand side, and I keep adjusting that side spin, putting a little bit more side on it, a little bit less, until I hopefully get the right angle around all 4 of the cushions and get to cannon the pink. Obviously, as I've already explained, Judd wasn't trying to play the cannon, so I don't know why I came up with the idea of even taking this shot on in the first place, but it looked good and I wanted to see if I can get it. This looks really close, and if I got it this quickly, I'll be impressed. That's really not bad. Before the next shot, we've just got time to find Pavel, who's from Riga, Latvia, which is there. Despite being tight under the cushion, Stuart Bingham was still able to pot this long red, which would allow him to win the frame and then eventually the match. He'd then get to the 6th round where he lost to Mark Williams. Of all the shots I've played in this video already, I haven't played one quite like this yet, so I'll be interested to see what happens. Well, that's pretty good. I've cued that really well and I'm on the black. A little bit slow, but that's in the range we're looking for. Back to Ronnie O'Sullivan now, who's forced a deciding frame with Zhang under. Zhang's missed the opening red, but appears to have got away with it. Ronnie's got other ideas though, potting the red into the green pocket, screwing the cue ball back off the cushion, and makes a match-winning break from this position. This looks so much more awkward when you're on the shot, and the fact that Ronnie got it and cleared up to win the match made it even better. Pretty happy to get it first time, only just went in off the jaw, but that's okay. Well, that was interesting, and there were a lot of good shots in this tournament, so you can vote for your favourite using the link in the description, and I'll announce the winner in a week or so. But until then, if you want to see more recreations, have a look at these 2 videos, and remember, don't just watch, play, and make the commitment to becoming a better player by subscribing to the channel and visit the website. See you later!